you well know that Africa as a continent for so long has been experiencing the problem of bad leadership, actually up to now. The good thing, the quest to change this behavior has also unsettled. And actually, this bad leadership has resulted in two formations of different movements. Of course, to wipe away these traditional leaders. Formations like the EFF in the southern, led by Julius Malema. We have those in the west, in the northern, and in the east here we have the People Power movement led by Bobiwine, which actually gave birth to the National Unity Platform, the political vehicle that is going to take us into election. I want you to take us into perspective. How has the People Power movement and the Bobiwine's rise to political fame influenced the youth outside Uganda? Because been having conversation with you and you're like inspired by Bobiwine. I want you to take us through that. Is it such a movement that young Africans must embrace to wipe away dictators like Museveni?
Yeah, thank you very much. Once again, this is a very incredible question, which is I'll be able to really elaborate more fully. Like one thing special about Bobiwine and Honorable Chianguwine, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name correctly. It's like we have seen young people rising up, like people Nelson Chamisa, people like politicians like Julius Malema. But one thing special about Bobiwine is like is someone relatable, somebody who relate with millions of young Africans across the continent, because is someone who is not from a privileged background, someone from the ghetto. So like reading his Twitter, going to visiting his Twitter page, you see like a ghetto child who have something to say. So many young people across the continent relate to that message, because many young people feel like anything I'm saying doesn't affect any changes in the upper level. So with Bobiwine, we learn to realize that we can actually be the change we want, no matter our background, how weak our background was or is. But if we believe in ourselves, if we really have an inspirational message, as Bobiwine does, we can really impact a tremendous change in our society. What is happening in Uganda is relating to many other incidents across Africa, because the same thing is happening right now in Guinea-Conakry, but in very different perspective. And the same thing is happening in Ivory Coast, where very intelligent, educated leaders with an incredible message came to the people and tell them that we promise them democracy, as Museveni did, and many Ugandans supported him, supported the NRM. That is the same thing they do in Guinea-Conakry and in Ivory Coast. But those people today, they are violating their constitution. Those leaders, university professors, great brain of Africa, they turn a blind eye to their promises they made to their own people, and now pursuing their third mandate, which is a very contrary to the democratic values and democratic principles, and to their promises they made to their people when they were to the political position. So these are, but what Bobiwine struggle and National Unity Platform will inspire these leaders across Africa is that, look, you should not just sit down and complain and then moan about what these leaders are doing to us, the people. We the people can actually, no matter who we are, we can actually stand up and say this should be a thing of the past. You have the power right now to change the law, influence, because we are controlling the national revenue. You have every means, every cunning strategy to use our own resources and then buy the vote in the parliament. But we, the young people, who are majority, more than 70% of our national population in our go to 80%. So we can actually sensitize each other, talk to each other, making each other believe in ourselves and to take mantle of leadership. One thing one thing which is really surprising is that when I follow the mass, I call it exodus, from one party, from many parties in Uganda to National Unity Platform, is that I still studying how manage people power, young people of Uganda manage to make other young people believe in them, believe in the struggle. These are something, Mr. JB, you teach me. I would like Bobiwine to teach. I would like to learn more from Bobiwine from that, because I ran for parliament. I couldn't made it to the, I couldn't win, because I think I still yet to talk to young people so that they could understand me, say, and then believe in the agenda that I'm putting forward. But I still need to learn from people power movement, so that the same agenda can be used to liberate our country, because we are facing the same problem as we are facing it in Uganda.
Oh, all right. Thank you, comrade. Then a person like you who comes from a different country, Guinea-Bissau, but if following what is going on in Uganda, following Bobiwine, following the NOP activities, following people power, which kind of advice would you give to a youth in Uganda, a few who are still locked up in the dark, who see Bobiwine, or who see the people power movement as a wastage of time? Which kind of advice would you give to such people?
Like the young people of Uganda have two choices to make: making Bobiwine and making people power to succeed, a national unity platform to succeed. We put young people of Uganda in the center stage of inspiration. Young people of Uganda will be the people that we Africans in other countries will look at and say, you know what, with clean, decent politics, without voting briberies and so much corruption going on in the election in Africa, we can actually do something. We will point our fingers and say, look at Uganda right now. They did it. So if we try, we can actually do it. So not only the young people of Uganda, but Ugandans at large. Bobiwine will redefine people power, because Bobiwine made it clear. I heard this interview and several times where he said that it's not about me, it's about the people. It's about young people. So it's about the people of Uganda. So like if NUP, National Unity Platform, succeed this time, we, the young people in Africa, across the continent, we say, you know what, actually clean politics, the politics that trigger to tackle the issues that affecting the citizens, can really win. The lady in the panel said earlier that it was talking about the voting briberies and due to poverty in Uganda in particular. But like, I just want to emphasize that those are the things that happen all over the place. So people tend to believe that during election, during this time, like it's happening right now in Uganda, those are the times also they can have the opportunity to have their national cake, to have their portion in the national cake. They believe that the politician can loot the government the government and then forget about the people. But when the election come, so the small money that they're bribing them with, those are the time they enjoy the most. Those are the time they can reap the benefit of them being the followers of those politicians. But if no succeed, that will redefine the new normal of politics in Africa. So a big responsibility is open your shoulder to don't sleep and make sure that you give us the hope that Africa, a new Africa is possible.
All right. Thank you very much. You've had the message very well. We have a task to influence all youths in Africa to wake up in their respective countries, to wipe out dictators in Museveni. The Musevenis of those countries. All right, thank you very much, Comrade Rock Silva Mugado, all the way from Guinea-Bissau. I love the fact that this gentleman comes from a totally different country, not connected to Uganda in any way, but he fallen in love with the movement, with the way we do things. He contested as member of parliament because of Bobiwine, because of people power. Wow, I just love that. Comrade Edward Abili, I'm coming to you.